have an email here from a listener named Amy. Amy writes in and says, I'm a 24-year-old female. I listen to your show and I love it. You are to the point, and I like that in a person. We'll find out how much you like it when I'm done reading your email here, Amy. Hearing those women call in and get pissy makes me happy. They're all bitches. Anyways, she says, I often hear women call in and say they are hot, but they're totally lying about it. They are probably Oompa Loompas. The last time you heard somebody use that expression? She says, my boyfriend and I are 6 years into this relationship. All right, that means you started at, what, 18? Bad, bad, bad. She says, this is first red flag right here. I don't care that he goes to strip clubs. I don't care that he smokes pot. To me, he is great the way he is. However, I do care about what he thinks about my appearance. I am not going to sugarcoat it. I'm fat, Tom. A regular effing whale I am. And she didn't say effing. She says, I am 5'9", get this, 240 pounds. Dark brown hair past my shoulders, curly. It doesn't really matter, you're 240 pounds. She has hazel eyes, and she's a 38D. Everybody who's 240 pounds is a 38D. It's not a big accomplishment. She says, I know I have potential, but I lack the attitude. So get this, at 24, she's already 240 pounds. She says, I find myself lying to make myself look better, and in the end, I always look like the ass. I hate lying to my boyfriend, not just to him, but everyone, about stupid stuff, let's say. And she didn't say stuff. I tell people all the time that I'm well off, that I'm going to school, which I am, but I lie about little things, you know. Tom, dear professor, what am I to do? Well, you lie about things because you not only lack the motivation to look better, you lack motivation, period. She says, I do not want to lose my boyfriend. If I keep it up, I'm afraid I'm going to have to let him go. It isn't fair for him to see me this way, and it sure as hell isn't fair for him to be with a fat chick, probably all he could afford. How can a girl with limited money get hot? Dear, are you listening? Get closer to the radio. I've got 7 words for you. I can solve that problem in 7 words. Take the fork out of your mouth. It doesn't cost you a penny. And I must tell you that a quarter pounder with cheese costs more than a package of yogurt. That produce at the supermarket costs a lot less than pre-packaged fast food that you probably stuff in by the boatload. Sounds to me like you are a boatload. You know, women who are thin are not thin because they're rich. Many of them are rich because they're thin. Do you understand? Hot chicks have rich boyfriends. They have rich husbands because they're thin. Don't get them confused. It is not that chicks are rich and therefore they're able to eat a better diet than you are. Because they can afford the expensive, what? Iceberg lettuce? Tuna in a can? Chicken breast? Skinless? The fact is that hot chicks don't start off rich. They end up rich because they're hot. If you're fat, you'll be in poverty your whole life. You will. If you're fat, you're going to be in poverty. Fat chicks are for poor guys. I can't say this enough. Fat chicks are for poor guys, or they're for guys who've been married more than 10 years, and it would cost those guys a lot of money to get out. So those guys find love somewhere else on the side while they continue to limp along in their marriages. The truth has to be told, darling. If you stay 240 pounds, you are guaranteeing yourself a life of poverty. Because let's face it, most women, I don't know if you're one of them, most women want to have kids. And when they have kids, they can't work full-time. They can't work 12 months of that year. They can't show up at work at 8:30 or 9 and leave at 4:30 or 5. They've always got something going on. Take the kid to school, take the kid to the doctor, go to a dance recital, go to soccer practice, whatever. Nursing their kid, you name it. And so they need a man who's going to pitch in and help. But if you're fat, what kind of guy is going to pitch in and help you? A guy who makes less money than you do. You are guaranteeing yourself poverty. Let's be pragmatic. Society hates fat women. Guys with money, power, or fame, any one of those, any measure of success, the number one thing those guys want are chicks who are hot. Young and hot if they can afford them. Bottom line. Girls who are 240 pounds are not going to get guys like that. Period. You want motivation? Every pound you are, dear, like you're 5'9", every pound you are over 135 pounds, so you're more than 100 pounds overweight in my view, every pound you are over that amount, it's costing you money. Every pound. So you either lose the weight or prepare to be poor your entire life. Am I wrong about this?
Tom Leykis.
Woof.
Tom Leykis.
Woof.
800. 500.
Tom. Oh? The Tom Leykis Show. Want to speak to Tom?
It's the Tom Leykis Show.
Tom Leykis Show. 1-800-5800-TOM. Chris on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
How you doing, Dad?
All right, son.
Hey, man. I agree with you 100% about that whole fat chick thing. Bringing me down, though, man. I'm a measly construction worker out here in Reno, man, and it's kind of a drag thinking that I'm just going to get fat chicks for the rest of my life, but, you know.
Well, that's why you have to use some of the tenets of Leykis 101.
You're right.
And also we recommend to the boys the most education you can stand and try to get the highest paying job you can. That's the best motivator to make more money. The reason guys work hard to make money is to get younger, hotter chicks. That's why guys get into rock and roll.
Right.
To get young, hot chicks. Do you think chicks would be after Mick Jagger if he was a construction worker?
I don't think so, man.
Damn straight they wouldn't.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to say that, man. I mean, I usually get good-looking young girls, man. I'm 30, and I usually get, 19-year-olds. But I'm starting to get older now, man. So.
Now, when you get older, you need to have some cashola, or at least you need to be able to lie convincingly that you have cash.
There you go. There you go. All right, man. Well, you have a great night. Take me out with a bong hit.
Here you go, Chris. One 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Chad on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Good afternoon, Papa.
Chad, how are you?
I'm doing good tonight. Let me tell you my story, and I think a lot of guys are going to be able to relate to this one. I live in Pacific Beach, San Diego area.
Which is the home of some of the hottest women in the world.
It is the epicenter, Papa. Let me tell you, it's unbelievable down here. And when I was 23 years old, I was pursuing an advanced degree, which is something I advise all of my brothers out there to do. It's a gateway to cash. And I met a great girl, 22 years old, shared my passion for working out, staying in shape. She looked fantastic. And dated her for 2 years, and my one mistake was, of course, moving her in. But I did move her in because she was so hot. And once I moved her in, the gym workout stopped, the running stopped.
Right.
She slowly slipped in. She gained about 20 pounds,
Right.
maybe 25, a 5'3" frame.
Yes.
And I had to dump her, Tom.
And how did you react when you dumped that bitch?
Well, you know, it took me about 6 months to dump her, and it was a hard thing to do because I knew the fallout that was going to come from her friends, who I still see around town, which is, "You're so shallow. All you can see is physical. That's terrible." And I hate that because I felt like I was sold a bill of goods. I was attracted to this girl because she was in great shape, cared about her body. And then, lo and behold, 2 years later, she changed who she was. And it was the same thing to me, Tom, as if she changed her attitude and became a bitch or changed something else.
No doubt about it. She used her body as a loss leader to get you in the door. She used her body as a loss leader to get you in the door. And once she got you in the door, that was the end.
That apparently is what she thought, but it turns out it was the end for her.
Right.
And I advise all my friends out there to do the same thing. If a girl tries to hook you by staying in shape just until she gets the hook in your mouth and then she changes her tune, you got to be able to walk away from that.
You got to dump that bitch.
You have to do it. And just one more thing, Papa, to follow up on what you preach, and I'll reiterate it, and that is, guys, get out there, get an education, make some money. The more money you make, the more options you have, not only with the women, but with everything. Go and do it. It's unbelievable.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. 1-800-5800-TOM. This is Jerry on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Well, good evening, Tom.
Jerry.
I like to say that I am 38 years old, and I have a 24-year-old wife with 2 kids, and she's only 128 pounds, 5'10".
There we go. How much do you make, Jerry?
A little over $200,000 a year.
There we go. You can afford the best.
And that's also in construction, I like to say.
But are you up on the girders, or are you hiring the guys up on the girders?
No, I'm in higher executive management.
There we go. That's how you make money. That's how you make the real money in construction.
You have to have a degree in order to do it.
Absolutely.
And I like to say the other thing is I've only been listening to you for about 9 months because I'm actually from South Florida, where you're not.
Not right now, we're not.
Oh, I wish I heard you a long time before now. It would have been a lot easier growing up.
So do I. By the way, you going back to South Florida, Jerry?
I have about another 3 months here right now.
All right. Well, you can hear us on our website, blowmeuptom.com, every night from 6 to 10, or actually 6 to 11 p.m.
I appreciate you for everything that you've taught me helping out here.
Jerry, thank you for that. This is Mac on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom. How you doing tonight?
I'm okay, Mac.
All right. I just wanted to say I'm a personal trainer in Los Angeles, and I hear I don't have enough money to be in shape a lot, but when you add it up, a week's worth of Ben & Jerry's will pay for a month at the gym.
Right. By the way, you could also go to, like, the YM or YWCA. That's one of the cheapest gyms in town.
Absolutely, and it doesn't cost anything to run around in your neighborhood, but you'd be amazed at some of the excuses people come up with. I actually had a girl tell me that she couldn't work out because her cigarettes cost her too much.
Well, hang on a second. I think I have Amy on the phone. She lives, of all places, in Portland, Oregon, home of the other white meat. And let's see what Amy has to say about this, Mac. Maybe you can help her out. Amy, is that you?
Hi there.
You wrote the letter.
I did.
All right. Now, I'm going to read to Mac what you said. I didn't read the last paragraph of your letter.
Okay.
But I'm going to read it, and then I'm going to let Mac respond to it. She said, I lack motivation, and I do not want to lose my boyfriend. If I keep it up, I am afraid I am going to have to let him go. It isn't fair for him to see me this way, and it sure as hell isn't fair for him to be with a fat chick. How can a girl with limited money get hot?
Okay.
Now, Mac, what is your response to that?
Well, the first thing, I mean, I think the fact that you feel like there's a problem is a good start, because there's no better motivation than guilt or fear, as sad as that is to say. So monitoring what you eat, first thing I'd say is write down everything you eat, because when you ask someone what they eat, at the end of the day, they're not going to remember it. It's not that you're consciously lying, but you're not going to remember it. So write down what you eat and take a look at it. Add up the numbers. It's simple math. If you're burning, probably 1,800 calories a day, 2,000 calories a day, which is probably about right for you, you want to eat less than that. The second thing is just get out there and move. And again, that doesn't cost anything. Park at the far end of the parking lot, or walk around your house at night, or go for a run if you can. And, I mean, obviously, if you can get to the gym, if you can get a trainer, it's how I make my living, but all you have to do is be motivated enough to do it, and it sounds like you are.
I'm trying to be.
There's certain cultures that don't have words for I tried. They just have I did or I didn't. And it's interesting to see, because, in some places you do something or you don't. And at some point,
we've talked on this program many times about the difference between trying to do something and doing it. Or the other one, I've been thinking about doing it.
And it's great that you're
doing it. Those are two different things. Thinking about doing something is very different from doing it.
No, I understand that.
So you have to do it.
I'm doing it now.
What are you doing?
Well, you want to know? Well, today's my day off. I woke up and I didn't wake up and gorge myself. I actually went to the college campus and I walked around for a good hour and got my books and walked around some more. And like I said, at lunchtime I didn't gorge myself. I limited myself. I quit smoking on Friday, so I'm wearing a patch also for that.
Stay consistent with it, whatever you do, and it's going to take a while for that to happen. And at first you're going to lose more weight than you will later on, but stick with it and you'll get there. And some people need someone to leave them to hit bottom. Some people don't. Maybe you've hit it already and you know what you want. And that's great, but you just have to get out there and do it. And that's everybody has different ways of doing that.
Amy, you are aware that being 240 pounds means you're guaranteeing yourself a life of poverty.
Oh yeah.
You know that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm not trying to hurt your feelings here. I'm trying to help you.
I know.
And you have to do something about it in order to stop that from happening. Unfortunately, you're only 24. You're not 34 or 40. You have time to do it.
I just don't know why I keep doing this to myself.
Maybe you haven't seen the connection between poverty and fat.
But see, I don't feel, I don't know what you're considering poverty.
Well, how much money do you make, Amy?
I only make like $1,100 a month.
All right, so you are below the poverty line.
Right.
Legally.
I live in a great apartment and I drive a decent vehicle, but, I can't afford...
You can't have children? You can't.
Well, I can't have children regardless, but that's not the...
Yeah, but if you wanted to, you couldn't. As an example of something women do want to do.
Well, no. Excuse me. He didn't want me to say his name. God, he's going to be owning his own business. He's taking over his dad's business.
Right.
And, I don't want to lean on him in anything. I don't want to lean on him financially. I don't want anything from him. We've been together for 6 years, and I'm tired. I feel like a burden.
Now, how much money does his dad's business throw off?
Some
people own a business, it's a fruit stand or something. They don't necessarily make a lot of money.
They're not the richest by any means, but are you familiar with bookbinding?
Yes.
His dad owns a bookbinding company in Portland, and, racks in 6 figures a year.
I think the business does.
No, he does himself.
All right, how old is he?
His dad is 49.
All right, so his dad's not retiring anytime soon.
No, his dad actually is. He's kind of semi-retired if you think about it, because he's hardly ever there. He's really into fishing or fixing up his cars.
And how much does your boyfriend make right now?
I'm not sure exactly.
Do you live together?
Yes.
And you don't know how much he makes?
Well, we kind of try to keep... He makes more money than... Okay, I know this is going to sound bad. He makes more money than me, therefore he runs the show. And so, I really don't ask him because it's none of my business. He pays most of the bills. I pay what I can, but I'm thinking that with...
How does that feel?
What do you mean?
That's the way it's going to be, unless you lose the weight, dear.
No, I understand.
You'll never be the one making the most money.
I know.
And you'll have a very hard time. By the way, no guarantee he'll want to stay with you.
Oh, I know. It's
once he's making six figures.
Oh, no, I know. It's already affected us.
How so?
Sex. Am I allowed to say that?
Yes, of course.
Okay, sex. You know, I know that I'm pretty, but I know that I'm not someone. When you look at that person, you don't,
now,
you don't turn your head twice.
When you met him at 18, were you 240 pounds?
Oh, God, no.
What were you then?
I was 170.
170. So you were already 170 pounds, and then you gained another 70 pounds.
Yeah.
Now, you say you don't know how you did that, but you do know how you did that.
I just, it's kind of like, when I first met him, I was wearing, I would say, size 14 to 16s, and pants. And just over the years, we've broken up and gotten together and broken up and gotten together. I moved, 2,000 miles from my family, everything I've ever known, to be with him. And
how did you meet him? On the internet?
Yeah.
How did I guess?
Yeah, actually. And
how much did you say you weighed when you were on the internet?
Oh, I completely lied about everything.
Of course you did.
I lied about everything. And
how did he react when he found out the truth?
Very upset with me.
I'll bet he was.
And I don't even know why he is with me. Because I look at him and I just see the most beautiful person in the world. And he's with me, and I'm just, I just don't understand why he's with me.
How old is he again?
29.
29. And what do you think will happen once he inherits his father's business and he's making more money?
Oh, he'll probably dump me.
Uh-huh. And that's not enough motivation to do something about this?
I'm trying, Tom. I just, I listened to your show, and Ryan is the one who got me into it, and I'm always like, I'm not that kind of woman. I'm never going to be that way. I'm not going to do this, and I'm not going to do that, and I'm not, but, and I laugh at the comments that you make about, fat chicks and whatever, and I can't say that it doesn't hurt my feelings, because it does, but I also know that I'm in control of who I am, and I'm the reason I'm this way.
And you need to take that control and use it to your advantage.
I'm sorry, I'm crying.
It's okay. He's still with you. So
yeah.
This is your last chance.
And he's relatively healthy. He's a Marine, so
all right.
He's got that Marine Corps mentality of, he wants to get me in shape to do this, and he's just think of the things that you can do when you get to the weight that you want to be at. And not just sex. The sex will obviously get better. I'll feel better about myself. And, a lot of people say, well, when, fat chicks are good in bed because they have to be. Mm-hmm. That's true to a point, but
sure.
I also
most
know that
fat chicks I've known, by the way, every guy out there, no matter how good looking, no matter how wealthy, we've all been with a fat chick at least once.
Yeah. And
fat chicks will do absolutely anything in bed.
I'm one of those fat chicks that will do almost absolutely anything in bed, but I want to be one of those. I don't want to be, I saw some girls on your website, and I was like, they're pretty girls, they're pretty, but I don't want to be that thin.
Why not?
Because I've never been that thin, so I don't know.
Doesn't mean you couldn't try.
It's too skinny.
No, it's
to me.
not. But it's not.
I want to keep my breasts.
Dear, you haven't been that skinny. You don't know. You might still have those breasts.
And I just...
And by the way, you don't want to use your gut as natural underwire now, do you?
No. But you want... Okay. Yeah. All right.
All right. Now, If you love this guy, and it appears to me he loves you,
Yeah.
but by the same token, it appears to me that it's a burden for him, and he is quietly trying to get you to change, and like kind of trying to guide you along here.
Yeah.
But he's being too nice to tell you the real ugly truth, which is, if you don't lose that weight, somewhere down the line, you're right. He'll stray, or he will say, you're a great person, but now I make 6 figures, I'm a successful guy, and I deserve to be with a hot chick.
Yeah.
So if you want to salvage this relationship, and if you want to avoid a lifetime of poverty, you need to do something about this today. And you don't have a thyroid problem.
No.
You eat too much.
Yeah, that... Not even that. I'm lazy.
You're lazy and you eat too much.
Yeah. I'm not going to sugarcoat... I told you in the email. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm well.
Probably sugarcoat just about everything.
Yeah.
You know, you need to stop eating like that. I'm not trying to be mean to you, dear.
I know you're not. And it was funny because I was driving home and I was listening, obviously to you. And we got, halfway home and, this email's from Amy. And I looked at her and I was like, oh my God, he's reading my email and he would not believe me. So I said, you know what, I'm going to say this in the email. And sure enough, you said what I said. And finally he realized that it was me that was writing. And I'm surprised that you read it because I just emailed you like 2 days ago.
Yes, I know.
And, I don't even know why I emailed you because I hear people call in and I hear...
You know what? I'm going to tell you why you did it because I know why you did it. Your boyfriend's being too nice to you and you need somebody to give you a good, swift kick in the ass.
And you're that person, Dad.
That's right, dear.
Yeah, you are.
That's right.
I'm tired of living this way, and I'm not asking for anything. I'm not...
But you have complete control over this.
I know.
And you got to remember, you want to avoid A, losing the man you love.
Exactly.
And B, poverty.
And, there's also that little factor of being healthy.
But you know what? People are self-destructive. Clearly, if you were worried about that, you'd never have let it get this bad.
Yeah.
You see, so that's never the prime motivation. Just like for guys, the prime motivation to make a lot of money is to get hot chicks. And if you ask guys, is it more important to make a lot of money or to get into shape?
Make a lot of money.
Make a lot of money. Look around you. Look around you. Most guys, have body by Budweiser. Come on. But they believe that making a lot of money is the most important thing because that's how you get hot young chicks.
True.
So, for women, the priority is, you obviously have not worried about your health. You're a heavy smoker and a big eater. So, health has never been your concern.
Yeah.
Holding on to your boyfriend is a concern.
Mm-hmm.
Not being poor is a concern. You must see the connection between poverty and fat.
Okay.
Rich guys don't have fat girlfriends or wives. Even moderately successful guys don't.
Okay.
That has got to be your motivation. If you need to put a picture of him in front of the treadmill, do it.
I'm just, nervous because he's got the Marine Corps mentality, and
he's,
basically told me he's going to run my you-know-what in the dirt. And, and I'm not saying that I don't want to do it, but I've gone on the Internet, and I've looked at different diet regimens, and I've looked at different diet, just everything, exercise included. And I think that the best is to be in the environment that I want to be in, for example, walking in my neighborhood or whatever. But
you need more than walking. Walking is for people who have 10 pounds overweight.
And by your standards, I heard you said, what, 110?
You're at least over 100 pounds. You're like 105, 110 pounds overweight.
Okay, so why, for my height structure, my body structure, I mean, I'm 240.
Right.
That means that technically you would see me as being overweight if I was anything but 130.
Well, 135 is my preference.
Oh, I see.
That's my preference. So like 105 pounds.
I see, and maybe I don't have high enough standards because I'm sitting here thinking in my head, I would be happy and fine at 160.
Yeah, but dear, you might be. But your Marine Corps boyfriend who's about to inherit a six-figure-a-year business, he's too nice a guy to tell you that won't be enough.
Well, I know that, you know, I don't know if I could be considered one of your Leykis students because I, you know, don't have a meat and two veg on me, but I enjoy your show and I listen to it, and I know that most of the listeners, and maybe I'm overshooting it, but I would say that a lot of your listeners have a significant other that's overweight.
But those who do knew her when she was not overweight, and now it would cost too much to get rid of her.
Tom Leykis.
1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
You need fat at certain places of the body.
Yeah, right. And if you got big boobs, come on in.
It's the Tom Leykis Show.
It's the Tom Leykis Show at 1-800-5800-TOM. This is Sandy in Phoenix on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
I'm a new listener in Phoenix.
Uh-huh.
And I've only caught your show a couple of times.
Yes.
And it just seems to me that you might find a better quality of woman if you talk to somebody who doesn't approve of being called a broad.
Oh, no. Actually, cool chicks don't mind being called broads. Hot chicks don't mind being called broads. Homely chicks, the kinds that belong to the National Organization for Women, they have a problem with it.
Oh,
women with hyphens in their last name, they have a problem with it. Women who call themselves Ms. have a problem with it.
Well, if I walked in a room, trust me, you'd turn around. And if you called me...
Probably because there wouldn't be room for another person in the room. What?
What?
No, nothing. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, it just seems to me that, you know, you're dealing with a different class of person.
Right. Hotter, younger chicks.
No. I hate to burst your bubble, but, you know, there are hot chicks out there who...
Yeah, but you're not one of them, are you? How tall are you? How tall are you?
Not all women are out looking for somebody else's bank account.
Well, that's true because fat women aren't going to get it. How tall are you, dear?
5'1".
How much do you weigh?
About 106.
106. It's borderline. Maybe a little junk in the trunk there.
No, all up in the breast, thank you.
Oh, it's all up in the breast, or all down in the breast, as it were.
Oh, no. I work out.
Yeah.
I make six figures.
But you did pass your expiration date a long time ago.
I have a great time.
Well, you probably do. You probably passed around like a rag doll, for God's sake.
Tom. 1-800-5800-TOM. Tom.
I had a girl I was just booty call for 2 weeks, and she calls me up and she says, I wrote my mom a letter, and I told her all about you. And I told her, hey, you can write her another one and tell her you got dumped.
The Tom Leykis Show.
Send us an email. We do read everything you send to us. Send it to Tom at blowmeuptom.com. It's Tom at blowmeuptom.com. If you're hearing our show on tape anywhere in America, it runs live from 3 until 8 p.m. Pacific time. And you can hear the show live on our website, blowmeuptom.com. Just click on the Listen Live button at blowmeuptom.com.
It's the Tom Leykis Show.